So, till now, what we have done, we have learned about data types in JavaScript, variables in JavaScript. After that, we have learned about operators. Okay. After that, we have learned about these conditional statements. Okay. Now we are going to learn about these loops. Okay, loops in JavaScript. What is the definition of this loop is loops are used to repeatedly execute a block of code until a certain condition is met. Actually, in before like if we have learned those conditional statements now, so uh, here those conditions we are going to use here. Okay, in loops we are going to use based on that uh, the code will be the same code. I mean, the same code will be run numerous times. You know, it's simply just imagine like there is a circle. Okay, on that circle there is another small circle, so it is rotating around that circle. Okay, so it is rotating. If we want to rotate it 5 times, if we will rotate it to 5 times, okay, around that circle, right? So that is called condition. Okay, in the similar way, loops are used to repeatedly execute a block of code. Okay, you guys know actually what is block of code. So to execute the same code block with to get different values with conditions. Okay, we are going to call them as loops. Okay, they are essential for automating repetitive tasks. Like repetitive means you guys are able to take what I am saying, right? So repetitive means same task should be done, but output would be different for each task. Okay, once we do practical implement practically, you guys get understanding about this. Right? Yeah, after that, they are also used for improving code efficiency. Okay, I will be saying all these things. Okay, why, what is repetitive tasks, and how it is going to improve code efficiency. Okay, so first let us see what are the different types of loops. Okay, so there are like for loop, while loop, do while loop. So I am going to explain more about for loop and while loop and do while loop. There is no need to learn much about this while and do while. Okay, just you need to understand basic understanding is more than enough. Okay, for these while loop and do while loop. Okay, let us start doing this for loop. Okay, so let us see what is for loop means. Okay, executes a block of code a specified number of times. Okay, uh, so what let us understand like this. Okay, there is we need to perform a some tasks. Okay, like mm, so if you want to cut a tomato like 4 parts, so we are going to do same task 2 times, right? If we do same task 2 times, uh, uh, it's going to give different output, right? For the if we cut it first time, it's going to split into half, and if we cut again the same tomato, it's going to become four parts, right? So, different, we are getting output different outputs, right? So in the similar way, same, I mean same operation, like a knife is cutting. Okay, cutting is the same operation, but the output will be different. Okay, but it is limited to. We are going to specify. Okay, you have to cut only 2 times. Okay, you have to do 3 times. So we are going to give that type of condition. Okay, so that is here it is explaining like specified number of times. Yeah, yeah, and it is also most common type of loop in JavaScript. Well, let us understand this syntax, right? So actually coming to here, we will write like this. Okay, so simply like it is like this. Okay, there will be for. Okay, there will be open bracket and closed bracket. After that, there will be a parenthesis, okay, flower brackets. Okay, inside that we are going to write code, whatever the code. Okay, we will see with the help of example later, but we need to understand these terms. Okay, so first we have to initialize that thing. Okay, we have to first initialize whatever we want to use in the for loop. Like initialization, as you guys know, like variable initialization, I have explained in the previous classes. So that is initialization. After that, we have to write condition. Okay, in conditional statements you have written like a is greater than or equal to 25 or some value like that. We have given those conditions. Now we have to write that type of condition here. After that, we have to write this increment or decrement value. So how this loop should be executed. Okay, okay, here we are going to give increment or decrement. So as seen in this example, okay, as seen in this example, for example, let us see. Okay, for this is open and open bracket and close bracket. Inside this, we have created one a variable. We have created one variable. Let I is equal to 0. So initialization, this is called as variable initialization. Let I is equal to 0. After that, we have this condition. Okay, I should be less than 5. Okay, I should be less than 5. After that, there is this increment or decrement. We are using increment, right? So how this thing works like, so uh, so okay, so after that, this is the code. This is the whatever the code inside here. Yeah, let us first we will execute this code. After that, I'm going to explain. Okay, based on the output, I'm going to explain. If I don't show you guys output, you guys may get confused. So let us create a new file, and these are loops, right? Loops.js. Okay, first for loop. Okay, for loop. So so what I will do is I will be writing like this for open bracket close bracket. After that, I will be writing this parenthesis. Okay, here I should be inside this. I should be writing code, right? So okay, so we have to write three things, right? Initialization, like initialization. After that, so the semicolons are very important here. Okay, after initialization, we are going to write this condition, and we have to put another semicolon. Yeah, another semicolon. After this, we have to write increment or decrement, right? Increment slash decrement. Okay. So we have to write all these things right here. So let us let us first initialize the variable. Okay, I will remove this one. So let us initialize. Let I is equal to 0. Okay, so we have initialized the variable and we are giving a condition here. Okay, condition like I should be less than 5. Yeah, I should be less than 5. And here for every iteration, okay, for every iteration, we are going to increment value by 1. Actually, what is going to happen here? If I write like this, I plus plus, this is nothing but I, this is I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, this I plus plus is equal to this I plus 1, right? I will remove this thing. So I plus plus is nothing but I plus 1. So if, for example, if we have like this, okay, I is equal to 0, right, at first. So for the first iteration, the I value will be is 0. Okay, wait a second, I will explain iteration. Okay, 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, iteration 4. Okay, these are the 5 iterations, right? So what I am going to do is in first iteration, the I value is equal to 0. Okay, I value is equal to 0. So what is going to happen after the execution of this code? Okay, so before that, I will be Functional model. Okay, let us see what we are going to get output. Okay. So after that I will explain. So here what we got like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I will be removing this 0 and putting what. So as you guys are new, right? Here, say, okay, I will run the output. So what we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the output is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here what happened, right? So at the first time, initially the value of I is equal to 1. Okay. Initially the value of I is equal to 1. So after that, this loop run one time. I mean that is if a loop runs one time, it is called as iteration. Okay, I mean this block of code is executed one time, right? So it is called iteration. So if first iteration, the I value is equal to, for the first iteration, I value is equal to 1, right? So the output is, the output we got is 1. Okay. Next, after this, in the second iteration, okay, in the second iteration, what is going to happen here is, so initially in the first iteration, I value is equal to 1, right? So next, after that, what it's going to do is here in the second iteration, this part of the this part is going to get executed. Okay, this part is going to get executed. Like, now what it becomes like I is equal to 1, right? So I plus plus is nothing but I plus 1. Okay, that should be equal to 1 plus 1, and the output is 2. So for the second iteration, what is happening here? The I value becomes 2. Okay, there is not any big thing here. You have to listen carefully. You guys can understand this thing. It is very simple. So the iteration one means, I mean, iteration means the number of times this code is executing. Okay. So, like as we have given a condition here, like 5. Okay. So, let us count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If 5 becomes, the condition becomes false, right? The code is going to stop. Okay. The execution of code is going to stop when the condition becomes false. Okay. This is how iterations work. Okay, iteration is nothing but here we have given one condition, right? So based on this, okay, this how many times this loop should be iterated. I mean, it should be run or executed. It is decided here. Okay, now if I give like here like 15 times, okay, uh, uh, like 15 times if I have given like this, so the code should be executed till the I value is less than 15. Okay, the code should be executed till I value is less than 15. If it becomes 15, the block of code is going to stop executing. Okay, now so it is a deciding factor how many times the code should run. It is the main thing here. Okay, based on this condition only, it says like the next iteration, I mean next execution should it should be done or not. Okay, here based on this condition. Okay, for every iteration, what is going to happen here? It's going to increment the value. I mean increment the value. This value, whatever the value we are given here, it's going to increment here. So you guys may have one doubt like. Okay, see here you got you are incrementing, right? Okay, but how this value is becoming 2? Okay, what is going to happen is if this executed at first time, what is going to happen? At first, the I value is going to 1. Okay, what it will be doing is it is going to take I is equal to 1 here. Okay, it is going to take that value, not a 0. Okay, things work like that here. Okay, after this, in the second iteration, I value is 1. Okay, so what is going to happen? First iteration is completed, so I value is 1. So I have to increment this value, right? I plus plus. So I plus plus is nothing but I plus 1. As we know, I is equal to 1, right? So I becomes 1. 1 plus 2, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, right? So in the second iteration, so we get the output as 2. So in the similar way, now I is equal to 2, right? Okay, here we got I is equal to 2, right? So here I is equal to 2, and after that we are going to increment again is equal to, okay, is equal to I plus 1. I plus 1 is nothing but 2, I is equal to 2 right now. Okay, its value is updating every time. You need to observe that thing. In the loop, it is updating that value. Okay, next after this, it's going to get added with previous I value, and the output is going to be 3, and here it's printed. Okay, now the I value is equal to, now the I value is equal to 3. The I value is equal to 3. After that, I plus plus. Okay, I am going to increment the value by 1. So I plus 1. Okay, so I value is 3. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Okay, that's how I got 4. Okay, it is iterating. Okay, at the same time, you need to understand one thing here. So here what is happening here is it is less than, so it's going to check condition every time. So whether the I value is less than 5 or not, here it's going to check after incrementing. Here the value is incremented, it's not going to execute directly this fork of code. So after incrementing this value, it's going to check this condition. Okay, if the condition passes, then only if the condition becomes true, then only this block of code is going to get executed. So here we got I value is equal to 4, right? So after that, what is going to happen here is I is equal to 4. Okay, I is equal to 4, and we are incrementing I value. So I plus 1 is nothing but 4 plus 1. Okay, here it is 5. So we got for the next iteration, we got value of I is equal to 5. So here we are checking a condition, right? So 5 is not less than 5. So condition becomes false, and the execution of the code is stopped. Okay, the iteration stopped here. So this is how for loop works. I hope everyone understood what I am trying to say. Okay, so loops are very important, not only in JavaScript, in any programming language, it is same. Okay, for loop is same. So you need to understand these iterations, conditions, initialization, increments. Okay, these are very important things. So I hope everyone got what I am trying to say. Okay, uh, so this is all about the for loop. Here we have write condition and everything we got executed. So we will go to next. Okay, while loop. Okay, I will be showing. Yeah, I will be next. We will be going through like this. Okay, while loop. Oh, we will go through while loop. So what is going to happen is execute a block of code as long as condition is true. Okay. So in previous for loop, what is going to have? We have to specify number of times the code should be executed. As we are giving in the condition, we are specifying some number, right? So this is we are fixing that number. Okay, that's how things are working, right? Okay, we are fixing that number. But coming to this while loop, we don't be doing anything like, okay, it's the code is going to execute it until the condition is true. This is the syntax of a while loop. Okay, while flower brackets condition. Okay, yeah, this is a while loop. So yeah, I forgot to write this thing. Okay, there should be increment value inside it. I haven't written that one. Okay, so next, but while loop look like this. Okay, next, let us understand this example. That count is equal to 1. So here I have initialized the variable count is equal to 1. So here I am checking while count is less than or is equal to 10. So you have to execute this whatever the code inside this. Okay, so you have to increase. I mean, you have to execute the code until the condition becomes, I mean, until the condition becomes false, right? Till then, as long as condition is true, the code is going to executed. If the condition becomes false, it's going to stop. So let us see how practically how this thing works. Yeah, I hope that's understanding. If there is anything you don't understand, you can message in group. I will be answering those questions. Okay, na? So why? Because these are important questions. Okay, maybe if you are lucky enough, you may get like a campus placement. At the time, they are going to ask only these basic questions. But nowadays, there is no guarantee. Uh, the company is also becoming smart day by day, as the students also becoming smart, right? So they are also not hiring people with basics. Okay, they are also want uh, people who have more experience. I mean, not experience, like more knowledge, whatever they learned. Okay? In that scenario, the companies are hiring a person with more knowledge. Okay, practical skills, all those things. You need to take care of all this. So let us understand what is while loop does. While loop. Okay, so let us initialize the variable. Okay, let us initialize the variable, and after that, I am going to write this condition while. Okay, I am going to open flower brackets. After that, I am going to open, sorry, normal brackets. After that, flower brackets. Okay, inside I am going to write code. So here I am going to give condition. I should be less than 5. Okay. Here I am writing condition like this. So I should be less than 5. Then only you have to execute this code. Okay. So you have to comment this one. Okay. So now we are going to this. I hope everyone is getting. So we have initialized value here. So here we have given conditions. I mean, if the condition becomes true, then only this code is going to execute it. Though similar, both of them are similar, but we are here we are specifying compulsory. We are specifying. So coming to this mathematical, it's look like mathematical, right? So that's why there is not much differentiation between these two. But as if you solve any kind of problems with for and while loop, you guys may see difference. Okay, so after this, so most of the interview questions they will ask. So for loop is fixed. What can you differentiate between for loop, while loop, and while loop? So you have to answer them like this. Okay, for loop has a fixed number of iterations, but coming to this while loop, it's going to run uh, as many as times it's going to execute it till the condition becomes false, and do while loop it's going to execute at least once either the condition true or false. I will be doing that uh, do while after. Okay, so after I'm going to say again once again difference about these things. Okay, let us execute here. It is so as you can see we got output, or else I will be writing here 6. Okay, yeah, as the previous example also saying, right? So here what we got. So we got output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? We got output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here what is going to happen? Here I have initialized value. Okay, so I is it is checking the condition I is less than or 6 or not. So I is equal to 1. Okay, I is equal to 1. So I is less than 6, right? So it is executing the code. Next, after that, what it is doing, it is incrementing the value. So the I value is 1, right? So now it becomes I value becomes 2. Okay, next, what it does, it's going to check condition. Now I value is 2, right? 2 is less than 6, right? So again, it's going to execute this code. Yeah, so we got output 2. And now the value becomes, so previously I value is 2. So if we increment 2 by 1, I mean if we increment 2, it's going to become 3, right? So now the I value is 3. It's going to check here, okay, whether the I value is less than 6 or not. Okay, 3 is less than 6, right? So it's going to execute again. Okay, this code is executed, and that's how we got this 3. In the similar way, the value will be incremented to 4, right? From 3 to 4. When we increment by 1, 3 becomes 4, right? After this, we are going to check again here, like a 4 is less than 6 or less than 6 or not. Okay, 4 is less than 6, right? So again, it's going to execute it. And after that, uh, now I value is equal to 4, right? We got output. So it's going to increment by 1. Now I value becomes like a 5, right? Okay, 5 is less than 6. Now again, its condition become true, right? So it's going to get executed again. Next, after this, now the I value is 5. Okay, now what's going to happen if I value is incremented by 1, it becomes 6, right? 5 plus 1 is equal to 6, right? Now it's going to check condition. Okay, 6 is less than 6 or not. So here the condition becomes false. So it exits the loop. Okay, it's going to execute, stop executing this while loop. Okay, this is how the while loop works. Hope everyone got what is while loop. So next, let us go and see. Let us go and see do while loop. First, we will see what is the definition of that. So this is about while loop. So this is also similar to do while loop. Also is similar to while loop, but the condition is checked after the code block is executed at least once. Here, what is going to happen is, uh, like whether the condition is true or false, it doesn't matter here in the do while loop. Okay, in the do while loop, what is going to happen? The code is going to get executed, whatever it may be. Okay, the code is going to get executed. So here we are going to have we are going to see here in the syntax. We see like a do block do like there are two blocks here. One is do block and another one is while block. So that is why it is called as do while loop. So in the do loop, we will be writing some code to be executed, and in the also similar way condition in the while also we will be writing some code to execute it. So this is the syntax of do while. Okay, do block of code. Okay, flower brackets inside it, we'll be writing code. Okay, in the similar way, while condition flower brackets inside we will be writing the code. So let us see, understand with the help of this example how to write do while loop. So let us initialize a variable count is equal to 10. Okay, next in the do loop, we are going to write this console.log count. Okay, so we will be printing this count, right? So here what I am doing is, here I am saying like count minus, yeah, I am decrementing this count, right? Okay, here I am decrementing this count. Okay, in the do loop. So next, this is while loop. Okay, this is in the while. Sorry, in the while we are writing condition like this. If count is greater than 0, this part of the code should be executed. Okay, so this is how this whole thing works. So there is maybe some confusion. Let us understand with practical example. Okay, do while loop. Okay, do while loop. I will be clearing everything. So let us initialize a variable. Let count is equal to 10. Okay, count is equal to 10. Next, we are going to write a do block. Okay, let us implement do. So here we are going to write code, and after that here we are going to write while. After that, these brackets. Next, and you have to open flower brackets. Okay, inside this we are going to write code. Here is the condition. We are going to write condition here, right? Condition. So this is the syntax of the do while loop. Okay, this is the syntax of the do while loop. So let us implement our code here. So in the do code, in the do block, what I will be doing is console log. Let us I am going to print this count. Okay. Yeah, in the here also I am going to write log. So here I am going to like write this blast off. So first of all, let us see what is going to happen. So I am going to give a condition count is should be less than, sorry, count should be greater than 0. Okay, na? If the count is greater than 0, then only this part of the code should be executed. Okay, we are writing like this. So next. So here, let us run this program and we will see, let us see the output, what it is going to give us. Sorry, it is running infinitely. Okay, this part of the code is running infinitely. So there is some problem here. Code is the code is less than 0, then only you have to execute this part of the code. So let us run this program again. So as you guys can see here, you can see we got this one. Okay, we got output of the count, and also we got a blast off also. Okay, we got blast off also. So here what is happening? Count is actually the count is less than 0. It's not 0, right? Yep, 10 is less than 0. It's false, right? So even though whether the code is whether the condition is true or not false, it doesn't matter. Okay, in the do while loop, it is going to execute the code at least once. Okay, that is the how this do while works. Okay, I don't want to drag this do while loop and confuse you guys more. Okay, to simply understand here. So here both of the code is getting executed. Why? Okay, in do while loop, at least one time the code is going to execute it whether the condition is true or false. Okay, that is why we got these two outputs. This is how you guys need to understand. Okay, so let us see the what is the difference between this for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So syntax, coming to this syntax, three of them are different, but like there is a main difference. Like for loop, for the for loop, we are giving a certain number, so we are specifying certain number. So these many times you have to run this code. Okay, for the for loop. And coming to while loop, you have to execute the code till the condition becomes false. Okay, that is the difference between for loop and while loop. And coming to do while loop, okay, whether the condition is true or false, the code is going to get executed at least once. Okay, the code is going to get executed at least once. Okay, that is the difference between for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Hope you got these things right. These are very important questions. In the interview, they may ask. Next, after this do while, so we have this continue, right? Okay, continuing to next iteration. Uh, so the continue statement is used to skip the current iteration of the loop and move on to the next. It often used to avoid unnecessary calculation or processing for a certain condition. So, what is the purpose of this continue statement is? Yesterday I forgot to explain this about this continue, but I have explained about break, right? In this continue statement, with the help of this continue statement, we are going to, if you want to, if the condition, if there is a certain condition, at that time we want to see that output. Okay, we don't want to get output of that part. So what we are going to do is we are going to skip right that part of the output. So to do that, we are going to use this continue statement. Okay, let us sorry, first of all, let us, with the help of this example, we understand. Okay, here we have written one for loop. Okay, in the inside this if condition, what we have done is if I is equal to 3, I is equal to 3, continue. Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, here we are writing if the I is equal to 3, at this point there is no need of giving any output. Okay, you have to continue next iteration. Okay, let us see the output and practically we will understand. Okay. Here, you guys may get confused. So this is a for loop, right? So I will be commenting this do while loop. So save the file. So I will move up. So let us see. Here there is no condition. So this is the output, right? Without any condition, we got this output. So if I am going to implement if okay, if I is equal to 3, if I is equal to 3, so it should be written inside for loop, okay, na? It should be written inside for loop. So continue should be inside the for loop. So if I is equal to 3, so no need of printing here, okay? No need of printing I. Okay, no need of printing I is equal I, so 3. So you skip that part and continue executing next thing. Okay, so to do understand, I am going to interest here. Okay, so I will save. So here previous output is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So let us see what will be the output now. So here, as you guys can see, 1, 2, 4, 5. So here 3 got skipped, right? 3, we don't want to see output of 3. That's why it's gone. Yeah, it is skipping. So to skip that thing, we are going to use this continue. For example, if I want to skip 2. So let us execute once again. So it's going to skip that part, okay? So it is not printing that statement, okay? That is use of continue. Hope everyone got what I'm trying to explain in the for loops and continue. Okay, done. Next, sorry. Okay, next continue is done. Continue statement is done. I have explained break yesterday only. So what is going to so let us do that one also to avoid any unnecessary things. So what I am going to do, here I am going to write break. So what this break does is, it's going to stop if the condition is met. If I is equal to 2, then it's going to break the loop. Break the loop in the sense means it's going to stop execution of that loop. Okay, so I will comment this one first. I comment this one, save, and I am going to clear here. So I will be running this file to see the output. Okay, this is the output we got without any implementation of break statement, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so everything is correct, right? So what I will be doing, I will going to clear this one and comment out. Okay, save. Now let us see the output like I will be putting here for save. So here, what happened? We got output only till 1, 2, 3, right? So it is stopping. Whatever the uh, code should be executed after 3, it is stopping. So to do those kind of things, we are going to use this break statement. For example, if I put here 2, only 2, let us see, I guess. So we got output only 1. So this loop has run only one time. So after that, it stopped executing. Okay, so for that purposes, we are going to use this break. Okay, this is all about loops. Okay, next what we got after the loops. Okay, so now we will be learning about these functions, right? So there is not much complicated in these functions. Okay, so let us understand what are these functions. Function is nothing, not like a family function and all. It is somewhat different here. Yeah. So functions in JavaScript. So let us understand this definition, what it is trying to say. Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform specific tasks. Okay. So functions are like reusable block of code. Okay. But uh, loops is somewhat different. Okay. What is loops? The same code of block the same code block should be executed by given number of times or based on condition, right? So that you need to understand differentiation between loops and functions. Your functions are reusable blocks, not they are going to run based on condition or some other thing. Okay, they are reusable block of code. Right? Coming to these loops, they are different. Okay, you need to understand. Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform specific tasks. Okay, specific tasks are nothing but there is a some addition function. Okay, addition function. So we have, there is a task like adding of two numbers or subtraction of two numbers. So to perform all these things, so we are going to use these functions. Okay, with the help of these only, we are going to do specific task. I mean, we are going to implement functions, okay, code. They help you organize your code, make it more modular, and improve readability. So, with the help of these functions, what is going to happen is it's going to make code reusable. Sorry, reusable, and at the same time, it also improves code readability. Okay, for using one function, we can do different kinds of outputs. So I'm not going that much deep into everything. My guys may get confused. Okay. Yeah. Next, there are different kinds of functions. Okay. General, uh, non-argument function. Okay. It is not general function. It is a non-argument function. A single argument function, double argument function. There are these type of arguments. Okay. This type of functions. There are more, but I haven't written any here. Yeah, let us understand how to define a function. Yeah, I mean how to create a function. So with the help of function keyword, we are going to define a function, right? So then we have to provide a name for that function. Okay, we have to provide a name for that function. Yeah, we are providing name to variables, right? So in the similar way, we have to provide name to function also. So optionally specify parameters within the parentheses. So I will be explaining this parameters later on. Okay. So leave this point. Next, after this, include the function body within the curly braces. Okay. As you guys know, for in the flower brackets, we are going to write whatever the code we have. So this is the function. This is the syntax of this function, right? So function. So here function is the keyword. Here greet is the name. After greet, we have to write compulsory. Okay, we have to write this thing. We have to write this uh, brackets. Okay, after that we have to write similarly for our brackets. In that we have to write code and all, whatever we want to get executed. So let us implement these things practically. So here there is one more usefulness of this loops, right? So if I want to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so manually what I have to do is generally if I without loops, how we are going to print all the output. Yeah, like this only we are going to print, right? Console log 1, okay, like console log 2, console log 3, console log 4. So here what is going to happen is the code become multiple, the number of lines of the code become more. Okay, it affects the scalability of the project, right? Okay, code performance issues, and also it is we are unable readability also becomes less. We are unable to read this code because more number of lines. Okay, to avoid these things, we are going to we are using these loops. Okay, na? So this is also one important thing you guys need to remember. I forgot to explain. So now I am explaining it. Okay, na? So if we write like this, we will get same output like loops. You see, one, two, three, four. So if we don't use loops, we are going to write like this. Okay. There are many drawbacks like code reusability. There is no code reusability, and it is not maintainable, and it is not like uh, what is that? Okay, multiple lines of code is there, so it becomes complicated to maintain all of this code. And if you want to modify this code, it becomes complicated. So to avoid all these issues, we are using these loops. Okay, this is one reason uh, using the loops. Okay, we'll show you this. So we are in actually we are doing functions, right? Yes. So I'm going to close all of it. So terminal clear. So let us implement this function here. So function is a keyword. After that, let us write this function, right? Greet. Okay, greet. After that, we are going to add some parentheses, I mean normal brackets. After that, we are going to add flower brackets. So inside this flower brackets, what we are doing is we are writing this thing, okay? Console log hello world. We are writing this console log hello world. So we have written right function. We have created a function. Let us run this file. Okay, so but we haven't seen any output, right? So there is another thing also we have to learn about it. So we have created this function. Okay, function is a keyword similar like a variables, and we have to give a name for this function here. After that, we have to put these normal brackets, and after that flower brackets. In that flower brackets, we are going to execute code. Okay, this is how we create function. But creating the function is uh, not sufficient. We have to write something to execute that function. Okay, to execute that function so that we can see the output. Let us see. Let us understand what are those things. Okay, this thing is completed. Okay, so this is called nothing but calling functions. Okay, to execute a function, you have to call it by using its name followed by parentheses. Okay, parentheses is nothing but normal brackets. Okay, so if you want to execute that function, okay, what it is saying, you have to you have to call you have to uh, uh, write it write the name of the function with parentheses. Okay, as you guys can see here. Okay, as you guys can see here, syntax. So this is how we are going to call the function. So let us see overall function. This is a function we have written, right? Function greet. Okay, function greet. Inside that we have to write code. So here we are calling that function. Okay, then it's going to get executed. Here, as you guys can see, example function greet. Inside the flower brackets, we have written console.log. So we have to at the end we have to call this function, right? So this is nothing but calling. It's very important. Without calling the function, you never get to see the output. It's very important thing to understand. So why I broke this part into two, because you guys may forgot or maybe confused. So that's the reason I break into two parts function. This function explanation. Okay. So now we are going to write this greet. Yeah, after that you have to write compulsory this flower brackets. Okay. So now we will let us execute this function. So as you guys can see here, we got the output. Okay, we got the output. So uh, here we haven't written anything, right? Greet after it there is a parenthesis. Inside this we haven't written anything, and also here also we have written anything. So it is a non-argument non-argumented function. Okay, these kind of functions are called as non-argumented functions. There are also, I have explained, there are other kind of functions also. So it is a non-argument function. Let us see what are the next. So now we will be doing about a function with parameters and arguments. So let us understand uh, before a function with parameters and arguments. Let us see the definition of these parameters and arguments. Okay. Parameters are placeholders for values that will be passed to the function when it's called to when it's called. Okay, so here what is going to happen is the parameters are like as you guys can see here, whatever the thing I highlighted, those are parameters. Okay, highlighted yellow color highlighted I have highlighted, right? So those are all parameters. Okay, whatever the blue color is there inside the grid, okay, down bottom. So those are called as arguments. Okay, so parameters are placeholder for values. Okay, these are values. These are parameters. Okay, they are the placeholders of these values. Okay, this whenever we pass this value, it's going to oh, oh, uh, this name becomes this value. Okay, that is the purpose of this parameters. So here we are in the argument we are going to pass actual value. So arguments are the actual values that are passed to the function to do some kind of operation. Okay, as you guys can see here, function, greet, name. Name is nothing but parameter, and after that for brackets. Inside we will be writing code, and we are calling the function, and we are passing some argument here. Okay, we are passing some argument. So as you guys can see here in the example, what I have written console.log hello plus name, right? So this name is nothing but this name. So once if I pass any value here, this the output is going to show this. Okay, this value is shown in the output. So let us see once practically what it's going to look like. So, for the first function only, I am going to remove. So so I will be removing this one. Okay, so I'm going to add, and here what I will be doing is uh, I am going to pass. Sorry, I will be remove and explain this. Okay, this is called single argument functions. Okay, na function function greet. Okay, greet open close. Okay, after that, so inside this grid we have to pass an parameter called name. Okay, next, what we are doing is we are printing that name. We have to print this name. Okay, we have to print this name. So we are writing like this. Okay, log log hello name. Okay, hello name. So name is this name and this name are same. Okay, so after that you have to call the function and pass value. Okay, great job. So here I am passing the value. Okay. So whenever I'm passing the value here, it's the name is going to, like, as you guys know, like it's no variables you guys see like a is equal to 10, right? So here also same thing. Okay, name is equal to John. Here let in place of let it is name, and in place of 10 it is John. Okay, in place of John. So this is happening. Okay, name becomes John simply to put it. Yeah, I will be removing this. So we are passing value here, and let us save and see the output. So as you guys can see here, we got output as hello John. Okay, whatever the value we have passed here, we can see here. Okay, we get, when we see the output, so this value is going to get passed here. After that, we are going to use that value here to see the output. This is how we are going to use functions. Okay, let us understand a practical example in the two argumented functions. Okay, So function with two arguments. Yeah, first let us understand example. Okay, there is a function like addition of numbers. Okay, okay. So guys, I need 10 more minutes. Okay, no need to worry. So here I am going to create a function for adding two numbers. Okay, so first I will be writing this function. I am writing this going to give this name add. Okay, in that I am going to pass two parameters, number one and number two. Like we will be using a comma b, we will be doing like that. Okay, after that we are going to create a variable result, like adding two numbers, and we are going to see the output. And at the bottom what we are doing is we are passing two values. Okay, 5 comma 3. Yeah, this is one way to write functions, and there is also other thing I will explain after this. So what I will be doing is I am going to comment this function. So let us write like so it is function with two args, with two arguments, with two function with two arguments. So let us write a function. Okay, let us write addition we are going to write like this, after that flower bracket. So in this what we are going to write is we are going to write two parameters a comma b. We are passing two parameters a comma b. After that I am going to do is I am going to write a create a variable, let sum is equal to, sorry, result is equal to a plus b, a plus b. Okay, next I am going to uh, write like this. Okay, console dot log result. Okay, I'm going to see the result. The next, to execute this function, we have to write addition. We have to call this function, right? And after that, we are going to pass two values. We are going to pass two values. One is 5, another one is 3. Okay, so actually, if both numbers are added, the outcome should be like 8, right? So let us check. Okay. Addition, sorry, spelling mistake. Okay, I don't know. Okay, spelling. No need of learning spelling mistakes right now. Okay, next I am going to run this program. So we got the output as 8. So if we pass different values, like here I have passed 15 and here I am going to write like a 10. So the output should be like a 25, right? Okay, the output is 25. So here we got the output as 25. So this is how we use a function with two arguments. Like we are going to take two parameters here, like a and b. Okay. So inside this we are executing. We can use whatever the way. So for example, we are only using here for addition. So we can also use for multiplication, right? So if we use for multiplication, so we got output as 150, right? So you know whatever the code inside, uh, it is secondary, but you need to make sure that these values are passed correctly. Okay, these values are passed correctly. Okay, if you are passing like this, okay, here there is only single argument. Here you guys are passing two arguments. You guys going to get obviously error. So don't do this kind of mistakes. Okay. Okay, this is about function with two arguments. Next. So there is this thing, right? So with the help of there is a return keyword. So with that help one also we can execute these functions. Okay. So most of the time we are going to use this return only with the help of return function. We are going to return whatever the value So I mean, return whatever the calculation is done inside this function, operation done inside this function. So syntax is most similar, but there is in before we have written like this, let result is equal inside we have written. So we have to write like this. Okay, outside we have to write. Okay, so let us do practically. Okay, so I'm going to do this. So we will be doing like this function like multiply multiply. So we'll be writing like this multiply. So here we are going to write two arguments a comma b, and after that here what I am going to do is with the help of return what I am doing is a star b. Okay, a is multiplied with b. Yeah, you are. So here I have written this function, and sorry, I have written this function, and after that I am going to return. Okay, I am going to return whatever operation. Okay, after this operation is done, we will get some value now. So that value it returns. Okay, after the calculation, this function returns that value. So let us see how it's work. Either it gives output or not. So here what we will be doing is a let result. So result is equal to, we are going to call the function here. Okay, multiply. After that, we are going to pass like this. Okay, 10 comma. Sorry, or else we will passing 5 comma 2. Okay. So what is the value of what if 5 is multiplied with 2? And the output should be like this, right? It is 10, right? It is 10, right? So the if 5 is multiplied with 2, the output is 10. So let us print that output here. Uh, so we have to write this word, okay, result. Okay, we have to print result. Let us see if we are either we are getting this value or not. So we got that value, okay. We got output as 10. So here what it is saying is here whatever the operation is done, here the whatever the operation is done, it's going to return. You can also do like this also. Let uh, my let and multiply is okay. Let us multiplication or MUL is okay, a star b. So we can return this one also like this also. We can return MUL. Okay, we can also write like this also. So if I uh, run this program again, we are going to see the output same only, like 10. Or else I am going to change like here 3. So to make difference, let us run once again this flow. Okay, so we got 15, right? So you can also write like this. Okay, it's simply we have to return that value so that we can use somewhere. Okay, that is the purpose of these functions. Okay, all the our functions is done. Functions are very important. So in React we are going to use functions only most of the time. Next after this there is this thing. Okay, arrow function. Okay, it is actually an ES6 implementation. ES6 like it is comes under ECMAScript standard and all those things. I don't want to go that much deep into all those topics. Okay, let us understand how to create an arrow function. So both traditional function and arrow function there is not much difference. Both are same, but syntax is different. Okay, functionality is same, but syntax is different. So to create how to create an arrow function, okay, we will be doing step by step. Okay, first what we will be doing is we are going to create a variable. Okay, const animal is equal to. So here we have created a variable and we have put equal to sign. Okay, so in the next step, what we have to do is we have to open a parenthesis. After that, we have to write this arrow. Okay, that's how this function got name. Okay, here we are using arrow, right, equal to, okay, and we are using greater than symbol, so this become an arrow, right? So after that we are using this flower brackets. Okay, next second step we have to create this one. Okay, after that we have to combine both of these things. Okay, const animal is equal to whatever the same second thing is there, for brackets that implies. Okay, if we wrote all these things, it's going to become an arrow function. Okay, you guys can see here how an arrow function look like. So, okay, const animals is equal to parenthesis. This is arrow. I mean is equal to get a symbol. After that, flower brackets. Okay, flower bracket inside that we are going to write code, and then the similar way we have to call this function also. So let us see one practical example. Okay. So I will be writing like this const. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, const. Okay, so something happened here. Okay, so my keyboard is not working. I think I have. Okay, so we will see these. We will see these things later on. Okay, arrow functions. Okay. So wait a second. Don't leave anyone. I am going to take screenshot of how many emails I have attended. Okay, done. So okay, guys. Take care. Yeah, good night. Thank you for the class and enjoy tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, right? There won't be any class, right? Bye, guys.